Hello everyone and welcome. This is Steps Duke and we're here with another episode of XCOM 2 Long War 2. So, to start off today's episode, we're going to be loading in and we are going to be doing another mission as always. That's the purpose of the game, right? Do missions and then you hopefully win the missions and then eventually you get better stuff and then you fight stronger people, but then because you have better stuff, you can win against better people, right? Or something like that. So we got a mission to do. It's for a scientist extraction. Looks like we only have 5 people, but I think all 5 of these people... I know that everybody here is at the very least a squaddie. I think there are lance corporals on this mission. I'm not certain, but... I know that they probably are not all squaddies. I probably would not have sent a squad of 5 squaddies. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But, as I've said before, the entire sort of purpose of this game is, you slowly but surely level up your guys. They get more abilities, they get better at fighting, they get better armor, they get better weapons, they get better abilities, and so on and so forth. And eventually you get to a point where you can fight really strong enemies. Right now, though, we're facing the low-level enemies, and we're not necessarily struggling, but we're certainly not having an easy time with it, even being on the easiest level of difficulty, because this is a difficult game. This is a very difficult game. Also, I did update my roster, so the very few, I only had 6 or 7 people who were not updated, but every single character on my roster, well, maybe I forgot about one person, but almost every character on my roster has been updated to be a character from a show or a manga or whatever that I watch. We have Sierra Loyard, Kojo Jotaro, Joseph Joestar, Kaguya Shinomiya, and this, I guess, was one of the characters that I don't think I forgot. I think it just didn't save, because I've had some issues where I'll change my characters, but then it just won't save, and I'm like, okay, what the heck? But this one saved. This one didn't, which is really weird. Anyways, so let's take a look at the mission. So it looks like we have our VIP in a vehicle over here, trapped. We have to get over here. We have to extract within 22 turns. However, as we know, those reinforcements come well before the 22 turns. The 22 turns is just if you're not out by turn 22, then anyone who's left will literally just die on the spot or get captured or whatever. That's not to say that the reinforcements won't come until then, because the reinforcements will come well before then. It looks like we've got a drone in a pretty bad spot, to be honest. I really hate the surveillance drones, and we almost got discovered here. I really hate the surveillance drones. They are a real pain, especially because they're just sort of alone in random spots that no other enemies are, and then you sort of just have to deal with it. I kind of want to move up here. I'm a little concerned, but if we move up here, we'll definitely see something, without a doubt. We should probably take this high ground, though. It looks like there's a person here, or something. Alright, let us go and take a look right here, for example. So yes, we see a pod. Obviously, there would be a pod guarding the vehicle. There's sort of no doubt about that one. Let's move Kaguya over here. see it. Is there a pipe to climb up over here? There is, but it's not in the best position. Okay, it looks like they're moving closer to us, so we probably want to take the high ground and then attack them. The drone is also moving closer to us, which is fine, as long as he doesn't discover us. Until we fire, of course. Oh man. Oh no, never mind, we're good. It looks like we... Are you guys kidding me? Come on, why do you have to stand there? You guys are standing in like the worst possible spot. Really? I can't get in the high ground because of these guys. Alright, you know what we're gonna do is, we're gonna move everyone up to the high ground, but we're going to take the long way around and, yeah, it looks like we're just gonna take everyone the long way around. Because those civilians are blocking our path up the pipe. They'll start screaming if they see us. And then the aliens will be like, "Nani?" And then we'll be like, eh. Okay, let's see. I guess we can probably move over here, hopefully. Oh, looks like we found 2 pods. So, I mean, this is 7 enemies total that we have seen at this point. I mean, this is not the worst thing in the world, but it's also not the best. What this really means for us is that we either should wait until we have a good opportunity to trigger, or we should, well, or we should try to just, well, yeah. We either have to wait until we have a good opportunity to trigger, where we can probably kill most of them, or, excuse me, or we wait until we can only see one of those 2 pods. And I think the better thing is to probably just use a rocket and take care of the pod of 4 while overwatching. Yes! Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, that was absolutely beautiful. So we are absolutely going to rocket these guys right here. Oh, look at this. We'll save our grenade. We'll save our shinobi. You can take an approach. What do you want to do? We also probably want to save our ranger. I mean, our ranger can take 2 shots, but I think 1 overwatch will probably be worth more. We'll use a rocket, and then we'll see what else we need to do after the rocket. Alright, let's go. Really? How did you miss that badly? I don't understand. What got you in? Okay, please at least hit all of the overwatches, because there should be no reason that you should miss this. Oh yes, they're hitting the captain. Good. Alright, well, it looks like Jotaro has been spotted, so there's no point hiding him anymore. We'd probably want this grenadier to fire at this guy. Let's take a look. So I know one thing, is that there is a drone over here which isn't really too much of a problem if we activate it. I think the troopers are probably more of a problem overall than anyone else will be. I think the best thing to do here is going to be to move Jotaro over here and shoot at the sentry. And then to move you down here and shoot at this guy or something. Probably. Yeah. I think that's the best move that I can pull here. So Kaguya, you go shoot at this trooper. You technically are flanked for now, but that's not a problem. Oh, that's a problem. Well, nothing we can do about that. Jotaro, go kill this guy at least. Technically speaking, this guy is now injured. So I'm really hoping that he just won't do any damage to anyone, but... Bakana. What do you mean Bakana? You killed that guy. Okay, they just shot and disoriented someone. And this one's just gonna overwatch. That's not an issue. This one, actually what we can do is, Jotaro, you can go ahead and just... Alright, you can take the shot here. Very nice.
Big deal.
Big deal. Indeed, it is a big deal. Alright. So now, the thing is, we know that there's still a drone somewhere over here, but you know what? I don't really care. Let's just move.
What's over there?
I don't think we have a specialist on this mission. I'm not certain, but I don't think we do. You are a grenadier. Oh, no. Looks like this thing is about to blow up.
I hope it's worth it.
Do we have a specialist? No, we don't. This might be trouble, because the vehicle is about to blow up, and if the vehicle blows up, the VIP will probably die. And if the VIP dies, then we fail the mission. So that's really freaking it. So hopefully the vehicle does not blow up by the time we actually get there. Yeah, looks like that drone is coming at us. I don't know how he saw us. Oh, he saw Jotaro, I guess. Alright, that's fine. Jotaro, you can take care of that. Do not blow up vehicle. Okay, good. It looks like actually it's burning less than it was before. So we're going to go ahead and hack it with Kaguya and get whatever the scientist...
Attempting to gain entry.
Okay, 6% chance. Let's go for it. No, looks like we didn't get it. We did get like one of those, you know, like the first mission or something. We got like a ridiculously low chance. Okay, we got our scientist, Alyssa Washington. Alright, you need to run. However, maybe you don't need to run. Because... Okay, Jotaro can go ahead and flush this guy. 100% chance. This should be a kill. This should be a guaranteed kill, as a matter of fact. Guadalupe. I don't think there are any aliens left on the map. No, there are not. Okay, so we can just run to the exit. It's kind of weird how the exit is so far away from the whatever, and yet there are just no enemies between here and the exit.
Stepping off.
I mean, it makes sense because we've already found, I think, like 8 enemies or something. 7 or 8. So it makes sense that there's no more enemies left. But at the same time, it's kind of weird how there's so much space without any enemies, whereas there were 2 enemy pods clumped up in the same location. I missed that loot, but that's fine. We can go ahead and get Guadalupe out of here. And we can get Kaguya out of here. Come on. Jotaro, run over to the building. You run over here to this full cover. You guys can evac. Scientist, you also can run over here to this full cover. And finally, Joseph Joestar, get over here. Alright, Jotaro, get out. Sierra, get out.
I'm all over it.
Joseph Joestar, get out. Melissa Washington, get out. And finally, oh, that's everyone. Alright.
Status confirmed.
And that was a flawless mission. Nobody got injured. Very nice. We hit 100% of our shots. Actually, I think that is true. I mean, we did graze a lot there. Like, a lot. I think like half of our shots were grazes, which is like really weird because it's like, technically speaking, for any given shot to graze, it's always a 20% chance. Unless you have certain conditions, like if it's a 0% chance to hit, then it's only a 10% chance to graze, or if it's a 100% chance to hit, then it's only a 10% chance to graze. But other than like those very specific conditions, it's typically a 20% chance for any shot to be a graze one way or another. Which means that if 50% of the shots were grazes, that's like a lot of grazes.
It's good for the entire crew's morale.
Okay, for this one, I tend to always focus my grenadiers on, not my grenadiers, my gunners on suppression. That's why when I choose my gunners, I don't really focus too much on the aim factor. I always choose people with low aim to become gunners because they'll be suppressing people anyways. So while I do quite enjoy the formidable trait because it gives them more health and some good perks against explosive damage and such, I'm always going to go with lockdown because that makes it better to suppress enemies because we have a greater chance of hitting them if they try to escape that suppression. Shinomiya, obviously for any grenadier we select Sapper. That allows my explosives to destroy cover objects much easier than they did before. For this one, obviously we're going to have fire in the hole, better aim for the rockets, because as you guys clearly saw earlier, that rocket was awful. Like, it could have been super good, but it was just off target, and it only ended up hitting like half of them. For Jotaro, let's see. I'm going to give you Executioner, probably. Yeah, Executioner. Extra aim against weakened enemies. And then for you, we're going to give you Locked On. So if you shoot at an enemy twice, you get extra aim and extra crit chance. Yeah, that's always the one I'll go with there. There's not really a better one on that branch. And we have another scientist now. So we now have 3 scientists and 1 engineer, so we definitely need some engineers. The thing about the scientists versus the engineers is that for engineers, there's sort of a maximum amount of engineers that you'll need. Like once you have like 6 or 7 engineers or something, you sort of like don't need any more. And it's like any other engineers, you're just like, okay, you don't need that. You know, you already have as many engineers as you need working on everything. However, with scientists, no matter how many scientists you have, you could always use more scientists because that will just continuously increase the research time. You know, you can maximize efficiency, but you cannot maximize production. And the scientists are producing research, whereas the engineers are just making everything work efficiently. And once everything is working at maximum efficiency, another engineer is not going to make it any more efficient. Because, you know, there are limits to everything. So it looks like we have one more mission that is left for us to take a look at. We got Avenger Power +3, that's very nice. Let's go back to the Haven and continue scanning there. Perhaps we should even take a look at the black market.
Avenger plotting new course.
Just to see if A, we want to sell anything, which we probably don't, but maybe. Let's see, drone rack, Elarium core. Elarium cores are worth a lot, and to be honest, you get quite a lot of them from the loots. So I'll sell 3 of them, because we will get a lot of these. And they're very interested right now, which means that they're worth more than they usually are. They're also interested in this PCS, which, I mean, this PCS is good, but it's not, like, amazing. I'd be willing to sell it. As well as, this data pad. You can research this one to get more intel, but 1, that costs research time, and 2, we already sort of have quite a lot of intel. So, like, these are decisions that I would probably not make if I was playing on a harder difficulty, but because I'm playing on the easier difficulty, I'm going to go ahead and just sell all these things. We will get more Elarium cores, and we'll leave 2 in case we can research anything immediately. Is there anything else? Well, the data cache, right? This is just more intel, so we'll also sell that. I probably should input some PCSs into my soldiers soon enough, but we got a lot of money from that. And we will take... I'm thinking we should hire both of these people. Is there anything else that we would like to have? Not particularly, so let's just buy an engineer and a scientist. And let's go ahead and staff that engineer on, I guess, clearing the machinery. The scientist obviously will just increase, or decrease rather, the research time. As far as right here, what do we want to build right here? Maybe a laboratory? I'm thinking we want a laboratory to be built right here. So let's go ahead and do it.
Commander, we've pushed our current power system
Because
we don't have any capacity
we
to
will
spare,
probably
which means we
build
can't
our
afford
workshop
this
right here. So anything that requires engineers to be staffed, we will put right here, 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 and here. Because the workshop, what you can do with that is, if you staff an engineer at a workshop, then it creates basically 2 workers to work at things around directly adjacent to the room. So we'll create a workshop here, and then we'll create buildings here that can be staffed by engineers so that we can have maximum efficiency working on all our buildings. So that means that if we build things here, here, anywhere over here, or here, or here. The things we build in these locations do not need to require engineers to be staffed. However, the things we build here, and here, and of course here, where the workshop is, will be buildings that will require engineers to be staffed. So with that being said, let's continue scanning.
Setting course for Mexico.
This mission is probably going to be at 100% at this point, but let's take a look. Not yet. Yes. Okay, there we go. That's 100%, but the readiness is guarded. We still have 2 days though. Let's take a look again. Okay, their readiness is now vulnerable. So we have a mission to free captured rebels. If we take a look at the squad, we have a squad that is all lengths corporals. So that's great. And if we look at our current roster, it looks like, aside from our 2 wounded people, everybody has become, at the very least, a Lance Corporal. Which means we'll start getting, obviously, more upgrades to Corporals, but everyone is at least Lance Corporal. Except for the wounded people, who were not able to go on missions. This is why it's such a pain when people get wounded, is because, of course, they get behind on the experience. But, with that being said, also, they get nicknames when they become corporals. But anyways, let's go ahead and save, and this has been LW2 with another episode of XCOM 2 Long War 2. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.